Yo, I got some shit I want to talk about. Yeah, let's just shoot the shit. What Alright, I know the fucking hum is back in this one. If you don't know what I'm referring to, it's the fucking loud ass brrr in the background that you hear. Doing this shit at work. As I work, I'm not being lazy, fucking walking around, stocking shelves and all that fun shit. But anyway, I think I'm just gonna jump right into it today. Thanks for listening. I know I got like 4 or 5 actual listeners. This shit's like therapy to me. I'm just fucking kind of venting to y'all. So, today I guess I'm gonna talk a little bit about anxiety because of some recent events that I'm not dealing with or going through, but some recent things in my life that have changed a little, I guess. I'm gonna get into that. But let's just talk about it. I'm a big MMA fan. I love boxing. I love, like Olympic style wrestling, jiu-jitsu, judo, karate, all that shit. I haven't trained. Before I even talk about this part, let me just give you a little background. When I was about, 11, 12 years old, my mom's cousin, who was a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and pretty well versed in Muay Thai as well, started, giving us some pointers once or twice a month for a few, 6 months, 7 months or so. And after that, he kind of stopped, coming around as much due to personal problems or whatever. But yeah, I really, really got heavily into it then. I grew up kind of, I don't want to say poor, but not as well off as other kids. So like paying for a gym membership, $50, $60 a month or whatever, that just wasn't really on the table for my family. So like I would invite kids over and teach them like the little bit of jiu-jitsu that I knew, and we would roll. If you're not familiar with jiu-jitsu terminology, all roll means is like practice or spar, because you can't really practice jiu-jitsu unless you're just doing drills. But like to really know where you stand in jiu-jitsu, you really got to go against somebody full, like full go. But yeah, I did that on and off my entire teenage years. I did a little bit of striking stuff. And then when I was 21, I joined a gym in Lancaster called Lancaster Academy of Mixed Martial Arts. They're a great gym. If you live in the Lancaster area, definitely check them out. But yeah, I did that for about 3 to 6 full months straight, and haven't really done much since. I've had a kid, work has to come first, shit like that. But I'm getting back into it. I'm to the point now where I think I'm financially stable enough to cover an extra $65 or whatever. And it just so happens that in a town closer to me than Lancaster, they're just opened up a jiu-jitsu gym, or at least I just found out about this jiu-jitsu gym. They're called Round Town Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm going over there tomorrow. This will be my first time, and if you don't have any experience in like school wrestling or like a backyard boxing type environment, or if you've never been to like a fighting gym, then you're probably not going to be able to heavily relate to this. But I haven't had like difficult physical interaction with another human where I'm trying to See, it's hard to explain jujitsu without it almost sounding sexual, but I haven't been in a, like a physical, not altercation, because that's not what jujitsu is, but I haven't been in a physical struggle with someone where I'm trying to impose my will as they're trying to impose their will. Like I said, it's hard to explain it without it sounding like, I don't know, a little perverse, but basically it's the art of practicing strangling somebody. And I haven't done this in about 5 years, but it's something that, I'm gonna let this motorcycle go by, sorry. All right, but jiu-jitsu or boxing, Muay Thai, whatever, that kind of physical activity and interaction with another human being, it's weird to say. It's weird to say it out loud if you haven't felt it. And it's weird to hear if you haven't felt it. But it's addicting. The most immediate feeling, the most in the moment you could ever be is trying to defend someone from choking the shit out of you, or fucking trying to break your elbow, pull your arm out of socket. It's therapeutic. I think it's good for you. I think it's important for boys and men of all ages to at least try martial arts. It's a good way to build self-confidence. And I'm getting to it. I know you're all thinking, like, what the fuck are you talking about? You were just talking about anxiety. Here's where the anxiety comes in. Before every single training session, at least for me, every time I've been to a gym, the entire time I'm on my way, I'm constantly talking myself into it and out of it. Now, what I'm about to say is going to make it sound less fun, but really, I'm going to get my ass beat. Like, I'm fully aware that anybody above, a yellow belt is going to fucking trash me. I know it. It's fine. I'm cool with it. But there's always that, fight or flight mentality. No matter how many times you do it, if you know you're about to get into, a physical altercation, even though it's in, a controlled setting, like a jiu-jitsu gym, it's a little, I don't want to say nerve-wracking, because I'm not nervous. I know what to expect. I know I'm decent, and I know nobody's there to hurt me. Everybody's there to learn and stay fit and, brush up, sharpen their skills. Nobody's there to hurt anybody. And it's not even that I'm worried about getting hurt. It's just an anxiety that I can't explain that's always come before every training session. Even if I'm by myself just hitting the heavy bag. Right before I start, I'm like, man, what if I can't do this the way I used to? What if I throw one of those kicks really fucking hard and I hit the bag, and when I come back down, my hip just pops out of place? I mean, I know I'm only 26, but I've been fucking slinging kicks and punches at heavy bags and at people since I was fucking, like I said earlier, 11 or 12 years old. Just the torque in your hips that you have to develop from that. It's worrisome, to me at least, how off and on my patterns are with it. And I'm just trying to develop the discipline to make martial arts a constant in my life. I mean, it's always been a constant in my life since I was 7 or 8-ish. Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture days, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, Matt Hughes versus BJ Penn type shit. Early 2000s UFC. Yeah, that's where it kind of all started for me. And if you're not into MMA, this whole podcast is probably just going to be fucking torture on you, and I apologize. But that's just what is on my mind today, and that's kind of what I do with this podcast. That's why it's called Shooting Scars, because we're just shooting the shit here. There's no real plan. Sometimes I'll come up with like a theme that I want to stick to. I just got some shit I want to talk about. Let's see. What else? Tito Ortiz and Anderson Silva boxed each other on Saturday. I thought this was hilarious because like the boxing world and all the announcers were like, who could have predicted the outcome to this fight? I will fucking tell you who could have predicted the outcome to Anderson Silva versus Tito Ortiz in a fucking boxing match. Anyone who's ever seen both fighters fight. Anyone who has ever heard anything about either fighter's game. Anderson Silva is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, mixed martial artist of all time. 90% of that comes from his stand-up. 80% of his stand-up is fucking punches and head movement. What do you do in boxing? Punch and move your fucking head. Tito Ortiz is a wrestler. His dominant area in fighting was fucking ground and pound. He grabbed a hold of you, he put you on your back, and he failed you elbows. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. That's not the point of what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is a wrestler, a college-style wrestler with barely any boxing skills, fighting the fucking greatest stand-up fighter in MMA. Who could have predicted that outcome? Anderson Silva knocked out Tito Ortiz, and I think it was like 88 seconds. Literally, if you haven't seen the fight, it started off, Anderson kind of kept his back against the ropes like he does, and let Tito kind of show him his patterns. As soon as Anderson got the read on Tito's patterns, this took around 90 seconds, by the way, less than 2 minutes, and caught him. 2 clean shots, and he's asleep. The announcers went fucking crazy. Who could have predicted this outcome? Everyone. Literally fucking everyone. And when it comes to Evander Holyfield versus Vitor Belfort, that fight was fucking bullshit. Never should have been sanctioned. Just like Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz 3, done by, I'm pretty sure, a similar fucking promotion. It was Golden Boy, which was Oscar De La Hoya, but it was on Triller. I'm like 90% sure it was either on Triller or that stupid fucking other one. I don't know what it's called either. But yeah, that was dog shit. You can't put a fucking almost 60-year-old dude in there with Vitor fucking Belfort on all the steroids and expect a fair or clean outcome. And by the way, how long did Evander even train for this motherfucker? He was barely even able to throw punches. I mean, he threw a couple punches, but they were telegraphed like a motherfucker, and he just didn't look... He didn't look like a pro boxer. He didn't look like a world champion. And that's sad as fuck. If you like Evander Holyfield, or if you followed his career, or enjoyed any of his legacy, it's sad to see something like that happen. Just like the Chuck Liddell thing back in the day, a few years ago, when Chuck came back and fought Tito. Literally, if I would have had the money, I would have paid Chuck to not do that fight. And I'm sure Dana White was thinking the same thing. But, I mean, did he? I'm not saying that's what he should have done. But if Chuck Liddell was my friend and I was in Dana White's shoes, I would have been like, look, bro, what are they fucking paying you? I got you. And I would have just paid whatever they were going to pay him not to fight. Just don't fucking do it, bro. I mean, I get it if he felt the need to get one more training camp in, walk to the cage one more time, and hear his name one more time. I get that. But there comes a time in every fighter or especially fighter's life, when the people around them need to be like, yo, probably shouldn't. I think we're done. Like the most sad example of that I've ever seen is when Chael Sonnen retired after his knockout loss to Lyoto Machida. I'm pretty sure it was either Lyoto or Feodor. I can't remember which one. But the reason that Chael's was so rough and like so hard to watch as a retirement was just everything surrounding it. If you don't know Chael Sonnen's story, I'm not going to get into it a whole lot. He's a pretty famous guy. His whole situation's pretty easy to find. I mean, he's doing well now. Works for ESPN, making good money, I assume. Has a very good YouTube show. Yeah, Chael Sonnen's fine. But the story of his career was such like a tragedy of mental block and anxiety. Like, even in fights with championship implications where he dominated the entire fight, it seems like he found a way to lose right at the end. And he never got that world championship. That's one of the things that anxiety or just one tiny thing being a little off mentally, it's just one of the things that it can do to you. Or you can find a way to use it. Some people do. Some people turn that fear into fire and turn it on in the most important moments. And some people feel the heat of those lights and get burned up. It's all about keeping your cool. I think that's how I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for listening, guys. Definitely stay tuned. I got probably a couple more episodes with Mike Fasone coming out soon. I got probably an episode coming out with Dwayne Myers. I got shit coming out with Big Bro Chance for sure. Yeah, we out there. We working. I'm working on a new song. If you haven't heard the little preview that I posted to my Instagram, definitely go check that shit out. It's untitled. I don't know what the name of it's going to be yet. There might be a couple features on it. There might not be a feature on it. I don't know. All I know is we working on some shit. We out here doing our thing. I hope y'all do the same.
Yo, I got some
Stay
shit
safe.
I want to talk about.
Yeah, let's just shoot the shit. Alright, it's time for a little rant, because I'm kind of pissed off. I just tried to upload something to SoundCloud that I spent a good bit of time and effort on. And when I click the arrow for uploading, I get a little message that says my quota has been reached and that I can't upload anything. It says that it wants me to upgrade to their unlimited pro plan. If I was making money on your platform, I could see putting a little money back into it. That would make sense. I don't have very high views. I just produce as much content as possible. As much content that I'm actually proud of as possible. But my quota has been reached. I can't post to your site because I'm too active. I haven't broken any rules, which if SoundCloud has rules, they should probably look into some of the racist bullshit that's on SoundCloud too, because there's quite a couple fucking hill jacks that be on there spitting some nonsense. But I can't upload because I'm too active on your app. Are you fucking kidding me, SoundCloud? Fix that shit.